Hello everyone, welcome to Chaos and Order, Art by Susan Holt. That is me. Tonight is November 19th, 2025. My voice sounds a little different today because I am getting over a sinus infection. So I have my meds on board. I am not contagious, but I'm still kind of plugged up my sinuses. So if I clear my throat, if I cough tonight, that's what's going on. Setting up my tech. And while I do that, if you are watching live, thank you so much for being here. Thumbs up, little heart emojis that float by. They're all amazing and I appreciate them. For those of you who are watching live and in replay, comments, questions down in the comment section, they're my faves, absolute faves. And of course, for those of you watching in replay, if you go ahead and put hashtag replay down in the comments, that is really, really wonderful. Okay, I can see myself, I can hear myself, so I know you guys can see me and hear me, which is good. So, as I said, still a little plugged up. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much to everyone. All right. So, I don't think my brain has fully engaged back to where it needs to be. So I don't know how much I'll be talking tonight, if really anything, but I do want to talk about the art fair, the Arizona Artists Guild Art Fair. That was not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And the winter show that is up that I have 2 pieces in. And also the holiday party that I am hosting for Arizona Artists Guild coming up in a couple weeks. So it's been a lot of organizing and a lot of fun around here. But before I kind of get going on all of that, I am going to point the camera down at my workstation so that you can see what I'm working on tonight. It might or might not be a full view. We'll see what happens. See if I can get this up tall enough. Might actually turn this a different way. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. I think you see almost all of that. This hand, I'm looking over on my computer screen to see if we got it. But my computer is lagging Facebook behind, so I don't know what's going on. As long as you can see me and hear me, we are all good to go. I do need to pull out some paints, which I will do in a minute. This is actually going to be one of my bubble paintings, but it's also going to be one of my Purple Mountain Arizona landscape paintings. And I have marked out these concentric circles because I want a certain projection of sun rays for this piece, for the sky in this piece, because we have a lot of really cool Arizona sunsets here. So figured, why not take advantage of what I see? Not today because it is raining today, but I do need to get some paint. So move my water glass. some of them are up here. Don't necessarily want the purples because they are down here in the bottom of the painting. But I do want some red, and some yellows, some oranges, and blue. Get a blue and a bluey gray. Yeah. Not sure about that bluey gray. We may hold off on that one, but the rest of them I think we're going to use those, which are good. Okay. And this yellow. That yellow. And that yellow, yes. And yes, I do have paints stashed in a couple of different places around my studio. Okay. Those are the ones that I want. That I think I want. Not that one. Okay. So I've got my color palette out. Gonna grab a little paper plate so that I can work on this and have my colors next to each other so I can pick them up with my brush. And I am going to use my kind of fluffy brush that I generally use this for gesso because it's really beat up, but I think this is going to work really nicely for this background. What I need white. I need white. And there's going to be a couple of layers of paint on this background. So the one I'm putting down first and showing you is actually the primary color layer. So it's not going to be the absolute finished look. I will do that another time. But I gotta get some color down on this. And I blocked this out with white gesso. So if you're thinking, hey, Susan, why is that all white? It's because it's gesso. It is gesso because I had a bunch of pour paint on the background up here, and I wanted that for just a couple of things, but not all of the things. So and I know somebody out there's probably going to yell at me because I'm mixing my colors with my paintbrush and not a palette knife. But that's just the way I am feeling to work tonight. And I do have the mountains, the purple mountains, kind of blocked out with that drafting tape as well. And that is because I don't want to have to paint around every summit of every mountain, and I don't want to have to paint around every bubble. So what this does is make it easier for me, the artist, to block in my colors quickly and efficiently. So yay. Yay for quick and efficient color blocking. And I'm not rinsing my brush after every single dip into new paint. That's because I do like the gradation of color that happens when I do that. So it's not perfect, but it's darn good. Take some of that paint out of my brush on my paper towel. And if you're wondering why I'm not going all the way over this direction, it's because that is all masked off with drafting tape. And I don't really need to go all the way over there. I'm going to pull this goldenrod down a little bit more. And I can still see the pencil line that I made underneath this section of paint. And that's okay because, again, I'm going to go over this yet again with another layer or two. Oh, printer's going off. My husband is printing something because I am not printing anything. It always surprises me when he prints something and I'm in here talking to you guys on the live. I know he doesn't remember I'm in here working with the microphone. And yes, I do have a little wax paper over here. That's just because I didn't want to tape off the entire section, so this just covers more quickly and easily than the tape does. And it's more economical. So yeah, oh, so the Arizona Artists Guild stuff I've been doing lately. This Saturday or Sunday was the artist reception for the Winter Art Fair, and I have 2 pieces in that. And it was really lovely. There was a lot of good art. I'm pretty sure that the jurors had their work completely cut out for them to figure out who the award recipients were going to be. I was not one of them, and that's fine. I have no control over that. But it was a nice reception. I masked up because I didn't know at that point if I was still sick or sinus infection or what. It is a sinus infection, so had I only known on that day, I would not have masked up. But my doctor reassured me that I was not contagious when I went back to AAG last night and taught new member orientation and went to the members meeting, the monthly meeting for members. And our wonderful president gifted me with a little token of thanks, a gift card to Michael's, which I will definitely use as a thank you for hosting the art fair. So that was really lovely. It was a nice time. And the art fair, I don't think I've talked to you guys since the art fair, but that was really a cool experience. We had a ton of artists. Many of them were AAG members. Some of them were not. I think we only had 3 that were not AAG members. But it was a delightful day, and as the art fair coordinator, I went around and made sure that everyone had at least sold something, and everyone did. I think we only had one person that didn't necessarily make back their booth fee, but they got one of the big outside tents that we had available. So those are a little more pricey. But I think they just happened to bring mostly larger items, and sometimes the larger items don't necessarily do great at the art fairs. So I brought a lot of little items. I was lucky enough to sell several of them. So I was very happy with the outcome for me. Yeah, we had a great group of volunteers. So it was good. I think it was good. I know it was good. A lot of the artists that participated had very kind things to say to me, so that's always nice. So I'm gonna toot my own horn a little bit. And then in a couple weeks we have coming up the Arizona Artists Guild holiday party. And that's where we do full contact gift exchange. Some people call that white elephant gift exchange. There's other names for it as well. So whatever you want to call it. It's where people kind of get the opportunity to steal the gifts they want. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So I get to host that again this year, which you know I enjoy. And then other than that, I've just been getting well and making art. And listening to K-pop, because I can. It's not necessarily been an exciting couple of weeks, but it's been a busy couple of weeks. Went into the doctor's office yesterday and got antibiotics for my sinus infection. And as soon as I got into the room, the wonderful nurse who takes the vitals before the doctor gets in there suddenly got an emergency call on her phone, and I heard someone out in the hall say, "Someone call 911." And that was a little weird, but they got it taken care of. I don't know anything else about it. I was not expecting anyone to break HIPAA, but they were in a bit of a kerfuffle, so I just sat tight and waited my turn. And they took really good care of me, so I had no complaints. Going to the doctor and getting a free show. I'm sure it's a show that the other patient did not need in their life, but and I didn't actually see anything. I just heard it. So it was like a radio show, podcast. A little exciting. They got me taken care of, and they got me my prescription called in pretty quick, which was great. So by the time I ate lunch and got over to the pharmacy. It was all ready to pick up. Other than that, we haven't been doing too terribly much around here. Because hubby brought home this cold, so he's still getting well from it too. But lucky him, he doesn't generally get the sinus infections that I do afterwards. And again, this is just kind of the first base coat that I'm doing with this color. It kind of gives me placement to see if I have the colors where I want them, and it gives me something other than a white gesso background to layer the colors on as I go. So this is not the end all be all. This is likely not the final intensity that these colors are going to be. So I just keep plugging away at this as we go. Till I get it right, till I get it how I want it. But this is very much like doing a preliminary sketch of a drawing first. It's testing the colors. And with acrylic paints, it's just paint. So if something looks weird, it's fine. It's going to be fine, because the worst thing that can happen is you let the paint dry and then you can paint over it. It's really not a hardship. And then you get to say, oh no, I have to paint over it. I get to do more painting. I am rarely upset when I have to do more painting. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm not. Yes, I paint the edges, especially on something like this, because I do use floater frames, and you can see a little bit around that rounded edge. Okay. Almost done with this underpainting. And then I just have to let this dry. we're getting some rain today, so this will probably dry overnight instead of in the next 20 minutes. And okay, it'll dry, but I want it to cure. So curing will be overnight. And that makes it so that this adheres to the acrylic paint underneath it. And that's what I want. So I think I'm gonna leave this like this for the moment. Rinse out my brush real well. And then tomorrow I'll get a lot more interplay in the shading and a lot more fine blending, but not today. And yeah, I might change the way this paint flows. Instead of these rounds, I might kind of want to do more of a stripey, flowy sunrise, sunset. I don't know though. I don't know. I like the way this looks on the camera. I don't hate it, so that's good. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Well, hello. All right, get this back where you can see me. Ish. Maybe get up there. Okay, there, I think we got it. So that's gonna be it for my live painting today. I will work on this throughout the week, and we will see what it looks like next Wednesday, right here on Chaos and Order Art by Susan Holt. Otherwise, I think that's going to be it for now. I have no other notes. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you later. Bye, everyone.